Starts with the most hated top laner in the fucking world. So bad of a design that Riot cannot nerf him enough to make him not go top lane and just demolish anything that moves. I'm speaking of the shittiest frog.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of
Is it the River
League of
King? I thought it was like Demon Fish or something.
Legends. In this episode, we're finally heading back to Bilgewater to cover the next champion heading to the league. A
Is he from
champion who,
Bilgewater?
quite literally, feeds on the misery of others. Without further ado, I present to you the lore of Tahm Kench, the River King.
Yup.
Enjoy. He patrols the waterways of Runeterra, feeding an insatiable appetite with the misery of those unsuspecting. He savours every moment, for he may carry you wherever you wish, but the journey you take will most assuredly end in despair. One such tale of the River King's cunning begins upon meeting a young handsome gambler. The gambler owed his fair share of gold and blood, and so he ran into a sunken town. The young gambler was desperate. He needed a way to escape his debts. That's when he heard the song, which itself presented him with a gamble once again. He came upon a creature. Its mouth was the biggest he'd ever laid eyes upon. The creature explained that it wanted the gambler's attention, for he knew that the young man had troubles, and the creature could offer him absolution. The young man asked the creature if it could remove him from the troubles he now faced. The creature smiled and replied, saying that the world was one river. There was no place the creature hadn't been, and no place that it couldn't go again. The creature showed his cunning, presenting the price for this deed as a minuscule thing. The creature had hungers that weren't so easily satisfied, but there were tables of the finest foods that he so eagerly wished to dine at. The creature needed the boy to give him access to those tables. Without a second thought, the young gambler agreed. That was the price that was to be paid. Such an easy thing to accomplish. The deal was struck, and before another word was spoken, the creature snapped him up and fled. They arrived at a faraway land, and the creature opened his mouth, spitting the young gambler upon the steps of a palace. Years passed, and the young gambler that had been left on the steps of this palace had fallen in love with a princess.
Oh.
The wedding was to be so extravagant that none would miss it. Not even Tahm Kench. The creature arose from the river, and the sight of it caused hysteria, people screaming and scurrying. The gambler tried his best to cast the creature out, but it was no use. Tahm ate everything, the gifts, the house, the gold, all devoured in order to satisfy the insatiable appetite that the creature possessed. Yet it was not enough. The creature grabbed the young gambler, and the princess cried out, begging for him to be spared. Tahm replied that his hunger was a burden, and that this was to be his last time. He asked for her forgiveness. The princess was charmed by the creature's lies. He appeared so sincere, so melodic, but she failed to recognize when his jaw unhinged. The princess let out a scream as the creature snapped her bones and crushed her limbs, and finally devoured her. That meal left him satisfied. The gambler was left alone. He had his chance to walk away from the beginning, but instead proved himself to be a fool. The fool who let Tahm Kench in.
Yeah, but it's a one-time deal, right? It's like there, he paid it.
And that's all I've got for you this time around. Let me know
He paid his debt to Tahm Kench, it's fine. That's it. Now he can actually, have his life back, and he can do whatever he wants now. Right? That's how it is, right? That's the deal with the devil. I know why he's called the River King. I'm pretty sure he's like the demon fish or devil fish or some shit like that. Devil frog or something, I don't know. But it's literally making a deal with the devil. According to conversation about a riddle that a Riot employee had let out about the identity of the gambler, it appears to be a possibility that the gambler's name was Tahm Kench, and that, when the demon fed his insatiable hunger, took everything from Kench, including his name. Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Well, it is what it is. Anyways, that's Tahm Kench, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.